Barry a question, unless you just want to say hello, say how happy you are to be here. We're happy. Animal Kingdom is the first horse to ever win the Kentucky Derby that never raced on dirt before. And obviously there's been a lot of talk about the synthetic surfaces, different surfaces and different horses. Do you think that maybe Animal Kingdom is beginning of a trend, or do you think he's just an aberrational horse that can handle all surfaces well?
I mean, he's a total freak. Yeah, we haven't seen one before this. I'm sure we'll see one at some point, but I mean, he's like a gift from heaven, and I'm just happy to be associated with him.
We're happy you are. We're happy that you're here. If you had horses in the future, I mean, he had a turf pedigree per se, so you ran him in this deck. Would you prepare a dirt horse in a similar way, or do you pretty much tailor it to the horse that you have?
Yeah, we did. You know, we knew this horse could run. He had trained on dirt as an early 2-year-old, and the guy that broke him gave me some confidence. But until you actually see or do it, you really don't know. And the day that he breezed, when Robbie Alvarado was on him a week before, it was an eye-popping thing. So after that, we felt really good.
Yeah, I can remember a number of people telling me how well he breezed that day, and I said, he's a turf horse, he'll have no chance against Derby. And of course, he proved myself and a lot of people wrong.
A lot of clockers walked out of the track on Derby Day with a lot of money.
Yeah, no, that is absolutely true, and I've heard many of those stories. Now, it's a much different race. I guess this is a better question for John. It's maybe a different race going a mile and a half, because it's potentially, I mean, look, your main rival may well be Shackelford in this race, obviously, Mucho Macho Man and Nero or other ones to consider, but if there's not a lot of pace, it could play towards Shackelford's strength. So are you concerned at all that because of the distance and maybe a slower pace, you might have to lay closer and that could mitigate his closing capability?
No, I don't think so. I think that as easy as he's going the first part of the race, it's going to be much better for him. What happened in the pits is that he was way too far back, and then there was a lot to catch up. Even if you go on a slower pace, he's in the mix with the horses, it'll be easier for him. He's just kind of a grinder, he keeps coming, so I think it'll be much better for him.
And your experience riding at Belmont, of course you won the Belmont Stakes with Rags to Riches just 4 years ago. I have to think that gives you a confidence, and not, of course, some of your opponents will have had more experience, but perhaps Shackelford may not have that advantage that you have, and maybe, are you hoping that's an advantage for you?
Definitely. I mean, I've been here in New York for 21 years now, so I know the racetrack very well. You know, what is important is in here is the horse respond for the things that you want to do, and he's done everything right so far. I think if he goes back to the race that he ran in the Derby and Preakness, I think he ran an unbelievable race in the Preakness. Although we didn't get to win the race, he'll be really tough. I mean, I think he's an exceptional horse, and he's done everything very, very well. I think he'll be very tough, definitely.
I think it would be fair to argue that he ran really as well in both of the races, very sort of similar efforts. It's just Shackelford stepped forward in the Preakness with his best effort. It's not as though Animal Kingdom didn't run well. Are you at all worried, Barry, about the way the race shapes up?
No. I think our horse has got a high cruising speed. He had a really neat work here this week. I'm not worried about Shackelford, by the way. I'm worried about Mucho Macho Man. I think he's the horse to beat.
We'll get the connections thoughts on that. Dale has talked about a rivalry. You say you're worried about the other horses, so perhaps if it doesn't work out, God forbid it doesn't work out for you, and another horse wins, are you looking forward to the rest of the season, maybe keeping this rivalry going? Because obviously if Animal Kingdom wins, he has a very forward position to be 3-year-old champion. Would you still take them on later in the year?
I'm not working for Naira. I'm working for my partners. I've got an idea what I want to do with this horse after this. It's, you know, I think we can win the Breeders' Cup Classic. That would be a good race to shoot for. And I have a different way to get there. It does not include the Haspel or the Trackers.
Do you have your partner's phone number so I could call them and tell them I think you should be running the Trackers? We'll work that out after the show.